told me he is a 21st century king and won't marry many wives. Ooni told me he is a 21st century king and won't marry many wives. This is coming from Naomi Ogunwusi, the ex-wife of the Ooni of Ife. Hello, people. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. It just depends on the part of the hemisphere that you are hearing me from right now. We are here on D&Z TV to give you updates of what's happening in the Ooni of Ife's palace. There has been so much misconception as to why did Naomi leave the Ooni's palace. That doesn't she know that doesn't she know that divorce is not biblical? Doesn't she know that Ooni was a traditional ruler and could be marrying a lot of wives and stuff? But now Naomi has come out to clear the air because Ooni has actually been of the intention that she should come back and all the wives should leave. Now people are beginning to ask her that, okay, why did you even enter before you now decided to leave and you now want to come back? So she is now taking time to explain to people what actually happened, that it happened the way it did. Now she began by telling us that when at the time where they met, that the Ooni actually said he was not going to marry any other wife apart from her alone. Now their meeting actually happened in a resort that the Ooni built, where Naomi went for some special prayers. They have never met before. So there was this woman of God whose duty it is to, well, we could call it spiritual hookup if you want to. Now what she does is she is a mediator between the high class people and some people who want to settle down. So she was able to bring Ooni and Naomi together for them to stay together. Now whatever that happened after that, we do not know. But one thing is certain is that the Ooni decided to marry Naomi, or rather Naomi accepted to marry the Ooni. Now if somebody had told you that he is not actually going to do some certain things that are not going to be against your faith, then you will agree with me that you actually don't have anything wrong in it. But there was some form of deceit, because she has actually come up right now to tell us that they told her that no other person was going to come. So she decided to fall headlong in the marriage. Not until everything that started happening now started happening. And she was not able to go boldly on social media to break the marriage, which is also another aspect that the Ooni is seriously holding on to. As part of what she said, she said, and I quote, "I shall no longer be referred to as wife to the Ooni of Ife or as Queen of Ile-Ife," as she described herself as Queen of the people and mother of her son. She made it clear as crystal. She did not want to mince words. She just wanted them to have an understanding of what it is and how it felt like. They said Naomi further alleged the hypocrisy of the monarch, stating that Ooni's public perception is different from his true character. Let me tell you, it's one thing for you to have an understanding that this is how this thing is. It's another thing for you to now see it that way. They say perception is reality. Yeah, perception is reality. How you see things is definitely how they are. If you tell me that it's white and then come later and then say that it's black, what do you expect me to do? I would definitely move on. Her post reads, "I bless the Lord Almighty for his faithfulness in the last 3 years of my marriage. In life's journey, it isn't how far, still how well. Indeed, though Satan should buffet if trials should come, I have this blessed assurance controlling all situations and saying to me, it is well with my soul. And when I saw this part, I remembered some song people that sang. The first one is where our beautiful Davido say, give me assurance, assurance. But right now, the assurance is having K-leg. And the other one, which was also a beautiful song, is where it said, it is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. I'm sure I'm beginning to wonder. Forget it. I had an A1 in singing, but don't try to sing like me anyway. So if you're just joining us, this is still D&Z TV, and we're trying to expatiate and say that Naomi was actually being deceived in the palace. They didn't tell her things the way it is. Certainly, it is well. Naomi said, I made my journey into the ancient throne of Ile-Ife with faith in my heart and love for the keeper of it all. Few impressions I could love to correct. If anyone knows otherwise, they are free to come up with facts. Let it be known that this decision to move on did not come because His Majesty is married to another woman, as many could love to assume, because that's what everybody is saying right now. Throughout our life as a couple, I was the only married wife to him. There were side attractions, but it was never an issue. I never approached him with any revelation of any sort, as many believed he contacted me first and made his proposal known several months later. The marriage was not arranged one, as many have misconstrued. I never knew the prophetess said to have introduced me to him. Instead, he introduced her to me after I agreed to marry him. I was only being polite out of respect for him. Naomi and the Ooni tied the knots in 2018 after Olori Wurola left the Ooni in 2017. In reaction to the Instagram post by the former Olori, in which she announced her divorce from the Ooni of Ife, Ooni Enitan Ogunwusi, the palace faulted the claim, saying it is not true. They've been saying it is not true, it is not true, it is not true. But last, we don't come find out, say, breeze don't blow. The pekus of fowl has opened. Now, Ooni's Director of Media and Public Affairs was quoted as saying, this is not the first time such rumors had been peddled. There was a time it was reported that she left the palace and the next thing she gave birth. So the story is not true and should not be taken seriously. Yes, so my people, this is still D&Z TV, and we are here to give you the updates as it concerns the Ooni of Ife's palace. So much has happened. There are issues, claims that the Ooni came under false pretense that he's not going to have another wife. Yet, so many wives followed suit. And initially, even in the palace, they said it wasn't true. But right now, everybody knows that it's a truth. And now, they want her to come back. What do you think is going to happen? Do you feel she should just gladly come back? Or do you feel she should be where she is, taking care of her son? Only time can tell. And if you remain with us here in D&Z TV, I can assure you that as this updates unfolds, we will be the first to break it out to you. If you've not subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Go to the comment section, drop a message, comment, like, share, subscribe, and let someone know about this channel, because we give you the latest updates for your viewing pleasure. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.